Hey everyone, it's Pearlescent Toys, back in today's video with another PlayStation Shapes Collection action figure review, and today we are looking at Kratos from God of War Ragnarok. This figure has been one of my most anticipated to come out this year, and it is mostly due to my love for God of War, especially the 2018 version. As good as Ragnarok was, it felt a little rushed to me. For the first game to really establish this new world really slowly, and then to the next game you just blitz through everything until the end. It's a little bit of a bummer. I would have loved to have gotten a trilogy instead. Here's a look at the box all around, and yeah, without further ado, let's get into the review. Boy, let's just throw my personal bias to the side and focus on the figure at hand. Let's start with the sculpt in the paint apps with the boots. And oh my god, I absolutely love the dry brushing they did to these shoes. They got the weathering on these perfect. At the beginning of the game, you start out in Midgard and the whole entire land is just covered in snow. And so, yeah, that's what this is replicating, with some white, lightish blue dry brushing all throughout the straps and the cloth underneath. And yeah, the sculpting is, as always with the Shapes collection, top notch. I think it's the best thing this line has been doing so far. I love the wrinkled up leather bits and the bands too. The bands also being wrinkled. That's fantastic. Really neat touch. Those knee pads, as you can see, there are like seam lines in them. You could see like some buttons right there on the side. Back of the hinge is brown as well. Ooh, that's not lovely. Even though it doesn't really look that good going up to this part of the pants, it's nice that they cover the back of it at least. Lots of cloth texturing going all throughout. Again, sculpt. I cannot stress enough in these videos just how much I love what Spinmaster has done with the sculpting portion of these figures. And then we get up, oh my god, you're never going to hear the end of it from me in this video. The waist is just filled with so much detail. Pouch. Oh my god, even the sheath for the knife is really nicely detailed. You can see some line work in there. Beautiful belt. Wow. And I love the silver bits of it. It's not super reflective. It's a lot duller, which I would expect of a character from this time period. This steel back then wasn't as refined as it is nowadays. So, of course, you're going to get a lot duller looking metals, and that is seen all throughout this figure, the paint apps. And it just looks fantastic. And I love the latches, how each of them are painted, and the belt continuing underneath. All of them underneath this leather portion. You have some lighter leather. Oh my god, even the red bands from his Spartan uniform. Dude, it just looks incredible. Continuing up to the torso, first thing that caught my eye was this scar, which I think was the Blade of Olympus. But yeah, it's it's pink, so you could see it clearly above the white skin, and I think that's a really wonderful touch. You can see the tattoo underneath right here. It is super crisp. The red, however, is a little too dull for my liking. I would have liked it to be just a tiny bit brighter, as it just looks kind of like clay red. Oh, I love this piece going across the chest. However, the fur detailing underneath, the leather bit, that belt, and then the buckle right there. Even this really intricate Norse design right here looks fantastic. And the metal right there, also continuing the Norse line work, that design, it's phenomenal. And moving down, you get even more sculpt work. Like, these figures are just go above and beyond when it comes to sculpting. And starting at the forearms, you get like some dry brushing again from Midgard snow. They dry brushed a little bit of white paint right up here on the gauntlet right here, and on the hands, of course. And yeah, I think that looks wonderful. It's such a neat touch to this action figure. And you get some more line work for this. There isn't a giant peg hole for no reason here. We'll get back to that. Oh, on the back. Oh, I love this little holder for his axe. And then this flap of fur just like hanging down. It looks on par with the video game, and it even continues underneath the fur detailing. Just an incredible sculpt all around. Boy, 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 boy. Here is that head sculpt. Yeah, no, I actually really, really love it. It looks spot on to Kratos from the video game. Now let's compare that to the NECA Kratos. Don't speak to me or my son ever again. Quick size comparison, because I'm not bringing him back later in the video. And yeah, I definitely think Spinmaster wins this round. Going over accessories, he comes with 2 open sea grip hands, which both hold on to his Leviathan axe. This is the axe gifted to him by his late wife, and the detailing on this is just as great as it is on the figure. You can see just the etchings in the wood on the handle. Just looks so freaking good. It looks spot on to the design from the video game. The pommel too looks fantastic with that serpent at the end of it, and of course the head of the axe having those talismans up here and the empty slots for more. And oh man, the design work on the blade itself. The paint too is a really dull silver. I really, really love this piece. And when you're having him posed without it, you can have it stored right here on his back. He also comes with his iconic Spartan shield molded in a gold plastic, and I think it looks fantastic. It looks phenomenal. I love the scales going all throughout the shield. Then these 2 pieces, the circle in the middle, dude, and all of that is still on the back as well. Not painted in, however, but still, it looks fantastic. There is an option to have him posed with that without it being fully open. You have this piece right here, which is when it's closed. Yeah, because it just like opens up. So yeah, you have that just on his arm. And it kind of sticks out a little too much for my liking, but you know, it's really cool to have this option. And he also comes with 2 fisted hands. Now going over articulation, the head is able to move up this much, go down that much. He has a really good pivot and some side to side movement. Both arms are able to move this far up respectively, and they do have butterfly shoulder joints, allowing him to move this far back and forward this much. He has rotation at the shoulder, although it is actually not inhibited by this side at all, as this piece is a very flexible rubbery plastic, so it moves out of the way. Upper bicep swivel, a single jointed elbow that's able to bend in this much. I'm only showing off both arms because they're both different sculpts. Both of them have a swivel at the elbow, and your standard wrist hinge, allowing the hand to move up, down, all the way around. He only has a mid diaphragm joint, meaning he can only bend this far back and a tiny bit forward. He has some pivot with that, and of course some side to side movement. His leg is able to kick up this much, go out to the side that much, and go back a tiny bit. He has upper thigh swivel, a double jointed knee that's able to bend back this much, and his foot is able to move this far down, this far up, and he has some. Now onto the size comparisons. Here he is next to Deadpool and Hydra Bob, Darwin and Morbius, and yes, he is sadly a little undersized for your Marvel Legends display. Real unfortunate. However, he does match up a little bit better with a smaller 6-inch scale like Star Wars The Black Series. Here we have Commander Gary and CT-4279, Grogu and Sad freaking Rollins, and finally Jeff the Landshark and Spider Ham. And now onto my final rating and overall thoughts. I'm going to give Kratos here an 8.5 out of 10. I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10. He definitely impressed me more than I thought he would after the disappointment that was Varl. Most of my disappointment from that came from like it being just Varl. Like, who cares about this character? Kratos here, I would have been a lot more upset if they had got it wrong. But fortunately for me, like surprisingly, they actually did a really good job of doing him in action figure form. I think the sculpt is just phenomenal. The poses you could get him in with that articulation is lovely. And he comes with a variety of accessories, a lot more than Varl did, with just 2 hands and his little pickaxe thingy. It was just a pissant figure. This one, though, it feels a lot more like it's worth that price of $30. Not exactly there yet. It's a little bit too overpriced in my opinion, but if when this thing goes on sale, I definitely recommend you buy it because it is just a lovely, lovely piece. I cannot wait to see how they do Atreus from the same video game as well. So yeah, 8.5 out of 10. But yeah, that'll do for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend. Anything you can do that'll support the channel will be greatly appreciated. And with that, I will see you in the next one. Bye. They copied, or they even this like really interesting and then the little, it's perfect, it looks perfect.